Hey, Fed, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
Good. Just wanted to find out what was your reaction when you heard you were going to be the Friday night starter, and how much does it mean to you? I'm sure you've always wanted to start at Miami. You've primarily worked out of the bullpens. How much does it mean to you to finally get that opportunity?
I was fired up. Found out a couple of days ago. It's been a goal of mine ever since I committed to Miami. I remember going into my freshman year, you got a goal sheet, and I wrote on that paper 4 years ago that I wanted to be a team captain and I want to be the Friday night starter. And I'm glad I'm getting the opportunity and I'm grateful for it.
Awesome. We're going to go to David Ferones of the Sun Sentinel. David, go ahead.
Hey Fed, how different, if at all, does your approach have to be now? Starting a game as opposed to either getting thrown in for a safe situation or a key spot out of the bullpen late.
I mean, at the end of the day, you got to go out there and get outs. It was a little bit of an adjustment, building up arm strength. The throwing program was a little different. Throwing a bullpen in between outings, but it's something I haven't done in the past. It's what I wanted to do for a long time, and I'm just excited for it.
Great. We're going to go to Christopher Stock of InsideTheU. Stock, go ahead.
Daniel, Florida returns a number of hitters. I'm kind of curious about your process in scouting, how much you've done in that, because like I said, they've returned a bunch of guys and guys you've seen in the past to prepare you for your start. Just kind of curious how that's gone.
Haven't started quite yet. We had to get the rotation set first. It's pretty much the same team as last year from what I understand. Got a lot of good players. I'm sure I'll sit down with JD either today, tomorrow, the next day, and figure out a game plan. But at the end of the day, it's still pitching. Got to execute the pitches that are called, and we'll go from there.
All right, Fed, we got time for a couple more. We're going to go to Louis Zabala of CBS4. Louis, go ahead.
Hey, Fed. You're a little bit. You show your emotions out there on the mound as a closer. When you got to go one inning or maybe an inning and a little bit, you can do that. As a starter, are you going to have to maybe tone it down a little bit and keep it for certain situations when you show that emotion, especially starting off in Gainesville up against Florida?
My personality is my personality. I've been like that since I was little. I'm very competitive. I don't mean it in disrespect towards anybody. I do have to tone it down a little bit, save some energy now. I got to go a little bit more than an inning or two. But I'm still going to be the same pitcher I've always been, especially for the past 4 years. Nothing's a change in my approach or my demeanor. Same kid.
The mentality, though, how does it change a starter now? I mean, you go in there full bore as a closer, or if you're going to, you're going to go only a certain number of batters. The mentality, the way, your strategy. I know you've been a starter before, so how has that mindset changed back to this now?
I'd say mostly, you got to really learn to pitch. I mean, if you want to go through a lineup 2-3 times, you got to show them stuff different than you did the first time around. You got to execute things multiple times. When you're going out there for a save, it doesn't matter how it happens. They could get 3 lineouts. You could walk the bases loaded and, get out of it somehow. Now, you got to pace yourself a little bit, but you still got to attack guys. Nothing really changes. Just can't worry about velocity. Can't worry about an umpire or a bad play or a bad pitch or one bad inning. You got the rest of the game to worry about. So it's a little different, but it's still the same game.
Hey, Alejandro, how are you? Congrats on being named a weekend starter. How did you find out, and what was your reaction when you got the news?
I found out right after our Sunday scrimmage. It was probably one of the best news I've received in my career playing baseball. I was definitely nervous going into the meeting, but thank God it was the news I was expecting for.
Did you call anyone once after getting that news, or who was the first person you called once you got that news?
I didn't call no one. I waited till I got home and told my mom to see a reaction.
Awesome. Next up, we're going to go to David Ferones of the Sun Sentinel. David, go ahead.
Hey, I also want to ask, so what you feel you showed leading up to that team decision to put you in that weekend rotation, and then also your thoughts on getting thrown right into the fire. Usually you start with maybe a Rutgers at home, but now this year the team will be at the top-ranked Gators. Just your thoughts on facing them for your first college game.
I've been in a lot of pressure situations. I faced against a lot of good teams, and I'm a competitor. I don't care who's on the mound or who's in the batter's box or what team it is. I just go out there and compete.
Awesome. We're going to go to David Wilson of the Miami Herald. David, go ahead.
Hey, Alejandro, congrats. First of all, how did your mom react when you told her? You and Victor, obviously both weekend starters as freshmen. You guys are both from down here. I'm sure you knew each other a little bit. Just what's your relationship like? How long have you guys known each other? And is it like you guys have that kind of competitiveness together?
Yeah, me and Victor, we've been playing together since I would say summer ball, 8th grade. So we've been friends a long time. We always like to compete. He gets the best out of me, I get the best out of him, and we just give feedback to each other.
And how did your mom react when you told her?
She started crying.
All right, we're going to go next to Christopher Stock of InsideTheU. Stock, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Alejandro. A couple things. Your last outing in the scrimmage, it looked like it went really well for you. How did you feel with that? I saw that no walks. Also, you had to be proud about that. And then also, when we talked before preseason, you really talked about developing your secondary pitch. Just kind of curious in progress of that as we get ready for your first start here.
Yeah, I feel like I made a big progress between my first start and my last start last weekend. I just every time I go in and throw a bullpen with JD or on the game, like I just try to take everything that he teaches me off the field to on the mound. And I feel like I was more myself than I usually am.
Awesome. Anybody else have anything for Alejandro?
Yeah, I'll jump in with another one.
Okay, go ahead.
That second game of a series, regardless of how Friday night goes, but just, it could tilt the series either way, just your role and responsibility for that, that second game of a series. Your thoughts on that and thoughts on that key game of a series.
I'm gonna go out and do the same thing I've been doing this whole scrimmages that I've been throwing. Just go out, be myself, not trying to do too much. Just hit my spots and go as far and deep into the game as I can.
Awesome. We're going to go back to David Wilson of the Miami Herald. David, go ahead.
Alejandro, just wondering, you have a scouting report for Victor. You got, like you said, you guys have played together for a long time. Just what does he bring to the table?
He's a tough guy to hit off. If I was a hitter, I wouldn't like to face him. He throws a lot of pitches, a lot of good off speed, and he throws hard.
Did you guys basically play in the summer, like all through high school on the same teams?
No, just summer ball.
Okay, but like was it all through high school or just
Yeah.
1 year? Okay, what team were you playing on?
With MVP, and then I switched to elite squad after.
Okay.
Josh, go ahead. All right, Alejandro.
Hey, Victor, congratulations on being a weekend starter. When did you get the news, and what was kind of your reaction when you heard?
So we ended up getting the news right after our scrimmage on Sunday. JD and Gino called us in one by one, all starters, and I was very blessed to have this opportunity. I've been working really hard on everything they told me to fix and everything they told me that they want to see from me, and I was able to bring it to the table, and I'm very blessed to have this opportunity.
Awesome. Next up, we have David Wilson of the Miami Herald. David, go ahead.
Hey, Victor. Alejandro was telling us a little about your guys' relationship. You guys, I guess, played together when you were younger. Just how long have you guys known each other, and do you guys kind of have that like competitive relationship? And then also, could you give a scouting report on what he brings to the table?
So, yeah, actually, me and Alejandro have been playing for quite a long time now. I've gotten to know him not just as a baseball player, but as a person. I think he's a very hardworking kid. He brings a lot to the table. He's a very he has everybody knows him for his velocity, but I think that now more than in high school, his velocity comes into play because now he could put it. He spots wherever he wants to put the ball. Like he's gotten way more mature with his pitching, and I think we always compete, and I think that's the relationship that we always want to have. That we're both going for each other's jobs, but at the same time, like we are friends out of the field, and we hang out, we do everything together.
Has it been like that pretty much since you guys started playing together? Like I would think whatever team it was you guys were playing for, it's two of the top pitchers on that team.
Yeah, he actually came and played for the Banditos, which was a child ball team that we played for, and he played a tournament with us, and from there on, we kept on communicating, and we kept on having a relationship.
Awesome. We have time for a couple more before Victor has to go to a lift. So I'm going to go to Christopher Stock of Inside the U. Chris, go ahead.
Hey Victor, how's it going? Just kind of checking in if how things have. Oh, sorry, Coach Damari mentioned that you've picked it up lately with your outings. Just kind of curious, what have you shown lately that maybe you weren't showing earlier? And then just lastly, I assume, but are you doing any hitting at all? I know that's something you did before.
So I guess in the beginning of the fall, it was a little bit of getting used to. I couldn't find my breaking ball for a strike. I was falling behind a little bit on hitters, and then JD brought me into his office, and he kind of gave me what they saw in me and what they expected from me. So he told me to just pound the strike zone, like don't get nervous, just do what you're here to do and what everybody knows you can do. And I was very excited to hear that because it kind of like calmed my nerves down a little bit and just said, hey, just go be yourself. And I was very proud of what I was able to do, and I was able to pick it up, which is good. And no, I actually haven't been done any hitting. I always tease the coaches that they should let me hit BP, but they say that they never would let me hit BP. They say they would never let me pick up a bat. So I don't know why.
All right, Victor, our last question for you comes from Josh White of WVUM. Josh, go ahead.
Victor, just for you, what have the older guys kind of told you about what it's like to face Florida, and maybe some advice they've given you going up there as the opening weekend?
Yeah, so actually they've given me a lot of pointers. I've been talking to Del Castillo, and he's just kind of like, he just tells me like, just don't try to do too much. Do what you can do. The coaches see something in you. You're in the rotation for a reason, and just go out there and just do what you got to do. Pound the strike zone. Don't fall behind hitters, and everything will work out.